and welcome to episode 5 of Goon TV. I am Johnny Stevenson along with
Matt Mayhem.
And we have a special guest, Mr. Randall Graves.
That's right.
All right, finally a 3-person team after forever. We never even had a guest, which is kind of a rarity, you know.
Right.
Graves, give us enough of his time. Graves, thank you for joining us.
Glad to be here.
All right. Well,
You're such a kiss ass, man.
well, I mean, we've been all friends for a certain amount of times, but we also should mention that, you know, I have my nice little new Tony Twist jersey, and this man has his Hardenberger, and I mean, you got to give the classic look because he has the green on it. I mean, that's fantastic. That's absolutely fantastic. But we also have to mention that this man does not have a classic jersey on, but it's okay. It's okay.
Chimera went with Chimera again.
The Chimera again. All right. Well, Graves, you want to introduce yourself?
I'm Randall Graves. I play goalie with this man over here.
Damn right.
For our new team next season at Shooters, the Highlanders. Me and John go way back, about 10 years. The first game that I ever watched, hockey game that I ever watched with anybody, was with John and his buddy Chaz. So it was the Hurricanes.
It was Oh my God!
It was the Hurricanes. Was it Game 6 or Game 7, something like that?
Yeah. Oh my God,
awesome,
man! Long time ago, man. All right. Well, we'll go into our first segment, which is the playoffs, and we got Tampa Bay and Pitt tied at 2-2. San Jose and St. Louis tied 2-2. So, thoughts?
Well, I mean, you know, fuck you, Matt Murray. One more time.
Once again.
One more time. I will be saying this for a while now. And I guess I've said enough because he's getting replaced by Marc-Andre Fleury now for Game 5.
They were saying also that Marc-Andre Fleury's been injured for so long, but they figured he needs to be put back into the game. I mean, you know, as a goalie...
I mean, honestly, I would have rather played against Fleury. If Cavs would have played against Fleury, we would have won that series.
Well, as a goalie, Graves, what do you think they should do? Should they stay with Matt Murray? They're going to put Fleury in, but do you think that's a good idea or not?
Just because of Fleury's past history over the last couple of Browns, his history just.
I mean, you know, he was part of the championship team with.
Yeah, but since then he hasn't done shit. He's choked every freaking season since then. He's choked.
That's the thing that concerns me. I think Matt Murray's.
They lost last game by 1 goal, right?
Yeah.
So it wasn't even a big deficit. It was just 1 goal. So I mean, like, I don't know.
I mean, honestly, and maybe this isn't a popular opinion. I think they should stick with Murray. He's been excellent. So I would stick with him, but that might not be a popular opinion.
I mean, Fleury being injured, and it's just like he's ready to go, but I have to agree with Graves on this one. Honestly, you can't argue with success, and I mean, we were talking about this off camera about how it wasn't a large deficit of a game. It was 4-3 the last game, and that really wasn't like an ass beating per se.
No, and see, this is the thing. Fleury has been ready to play. He was ready to play the last round against the Capitals. So, I mean, like, yeah, he was injured, but he's been ready to play, and they've stuck with Murray. And look where Murray's gotten them. And now they want to switch it up in the Eastern Conference Finals. I think if they need a wake up call, it's not on the goalie's part that they need a wake up call with. And
I mean, but you saw how much of the domination that they've been having. I mean, it was pretty crazy. But you know, Tampa Bay comes back and. You know, is this Tampa Bay's wake-up call?
I mean, Tampa Bay's, you know, if they do go down, they're not going to go down without a fight. I mean, look what they did last season. Look what they've been trying to do. And
but getting to that finals and losing.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, Bishop's day-to-day, you know. So, I mean, that was their brick wall. And
as a goalie, Graves, the whole Bishop thing, do you think that this injury will keep him out, or do you think he'll go back in, being that it's his day-to-day, and that injury, I didn't get to see it per se, but they were saying that it was pretty nasty of an injury.
Bishop is, from a relatively unknown goalie and with the, Senators, to doing the things that he's done in the course of like 3 years, if he's okay, and if he, I understand he's a little banged up, but I'd go back with him
You don't think they'll stay with how do you Valansky?
Something like that.
I mean, he's been impressive. But I mean,
this is the time to step up, right?
Yeah, I mean, yeah.
This is the time to step up. Okay, we'll go into the other side with St. Louis and San Jose. Big win yesterday with a 6-3, and Jake Allen started. What do you guys think about that?
I mean, St. Louis, had been shut out the past 2 games before that, so they needed their wake-up call. They switched goalies, and they did, and they had the team behind the goalie, and they got the job done.
What do you think was the problem with? Because I know, like I said, I've watched the games, but I wanted to know what you thought about, for the fact that Moose was just so strong, and then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, literally a shutout, making Jones look like, the greatest goalie. I mean, making him look like Nikolai Hobby-Bulin.
I mean, he was the first goalie in Sharks franchise history to have back-to-back playoff shutouts. I mean, you got to give the guy credit. He's been back up to Jonathan Quick in LA for, the past
part of their championship team as well.
For the past few seasons. And San Jose, I know St. Louis wants a cup, but so does San Jose. They want that first cup too.
Graves, what do you think? I think honestly that San Jose made Elliott look like an idiot.
I've said this for years. Pete DeBoer is one of the best coaches, most underrated coaches. Not one of the best, but he's a very underrated coach, and he has done something with this San Jose franchise that is.
Did anybody actually have? I think Graves picked up on it on this one that there's a woman that's behind the coach's bench with the big ass hoo-hoos. That was awesome. And then Graves showed that it was like his kryptonite because he showed another picture with it with another woman with big ass boobs, and it was hilarious. Graves, how did you get that picture?
It was off of Twitter. It was some of my Devils friends who were posting it, and I don't know if you guys remember, but in the 2012 Stanley Cup Finals, there was a woman behind Pete DeBoer in Los Angeles, and those things were just sticking out. And he's so that's his kryptonite.
Yeah, I swear, man. My wife, the only thing she had to say was, "Why is she fixing her bra?" And I'm like, I don't think people are worrying about why is she fixing her bra. But I just kept talking to my buddy Wes, who I was watching with the show, and I kept saying, "Man, they really." I was like. I think I want to watch more of the opposite coaches.
They just need to if every time they go to San Jose, just put a plant there. Just put a plant there. Oh no, every time they go to
St. Louis. Yeah. I mean, good Lord. I mean, I don't know who that woman is, but now she's infamous because everybody knows about it. And I mean, come on, man. I think it was probably even in the Dallas series that I saw that too, and I was like, oh, there's that blonde woman with the big old hooties. I was like, long live the note. Definitely long live the note. But a lot of players are shining that on the St. Louis team that, they got traded around, and like Brouwer. I mean, I'm pretty sure.
Brouwer has done amazing work for which, I mean, he's a clutch guy. He's a playoff guy. I mean, he's won a Stanley Cup with Chicago. He did an amazing job.
A lot of former players, a lot with rings on either team. That this is insane how many players that are with San Jose and St. Louis that have gotten rings, and I mean it's so crazy to think about trading away players that are so good and a part of the championship teams that why would you want to get rid of them? But
salary cap, with the Sharp situation. I mean. That's what you need. You need a veteran Stanley Cup present like Martin Jones. He may have been the backup for the 2014 LA Kings team, but I mean he's got that experience, and that's paying off. It
was kind of like how they were talking before when my buddy Wes was talking about it. How Boyle and Callahan, they said that the St. Louis trade was one of the most stupidest trades in their history because they got rid of these two, and now Callahan and Boyle are looking at
Well, look, I mean Callahan went with Tampa Bay in the Eastern Conference Finals, and then to the Stanley Cup Finals with them last year. And then, Boyle, I mean, the main reason why he went to Tampa Bay was because of his friendship with Callahan.
I mean, good God, I mean, Boyle is so huge.
I've hated Boyle for a long time because he was a Ranger fan.
Now, as we've remarked on the show, now Boyle, your hatred for Boyle is it
It's not James Neal.
Is it James Neal hatred?
It's not James Neal hatred.
I mean, because
Not Matt Cook.
you gotta. Do you have a James Neal hatred? Because I mean, we have James Neal is like public enemy number one for everybody, including myself, because I hated him because when I did cheer for the Flyers, I hated his guts. But who, Graves, on your opinion, is your James Neal hatred? Who is that player or goalie that you just despise? Like you just wish that he just gets into a car accident, breaks his legs, and he's out for the season.
Matt Murray.
Matt Murray. Matt Murray who is your James Neal hatred? I guess that's like we'll make sure to say I hate James Neal and put like our Goon TV logo on the back. But who is your James Neal hatred? Like the player you can't stand, and it could be any team that's played against the Devils, since you love the Devils so much. But who is your James Neal hatred player?
Sean Avery.
Fuck yeah, dude.
Sean Avery.
Fuck Sean Avery.
Does he still play?
No, man.
But, I mean,
isn't he acting or something now? and freaking underpaid films and shit like that.
Dancing with the Stars, I think. And I think
his highlight of his life right there.
The last time I heard about him in the news was he got, I think he got arrested for some prescription pain pills.
But okay,
Big
all right.
surprise
If that's your all time, but who's your current like hatred, James Neal hatred player, like currently playing? Sean Avery, of course, but who is your number one?
Oh man, I want to say Lundqvist, but the issue with that is, I guess, being a goalie and you kind of, I hate Lundqvist, but I respect the fuck out of him, and
You wish somebody would like ram skates into his knees.
Oh yeah, depending on the day.
True. Okay, well, I'm gonna get into it before we get into the next segment. We don't have much talks about fighting, but Gunnarsson was fighting again. I can't remember what player it was, and that was a hell of a fight in the series. And they dropped the gloves, but I'm going to get into this. Who do you think right now in the NHL? Who is the toughest goalie? Because like I said, we're goalies here, but who do you think is the toughest goalie in the NHL so far?
Toughest goalie?
Toughest goalie ever. Like, man, oh man, I can understand.
Toughest goalie. It's definitely not Ryan Miller. It's definitely not Lundqvist. It's not Fleury.
This is this is a category for the simple fact of like you would know that if it got into a line brawl, this guy would totally leave his crease to go defend his team.
Oh man, really? Who is out there that would do that?
And because honestly, there's not a lot of fighters.
There's no Hextalls and Raws and
Eddie Belfour and stuff like. Oh my god!
I can see Jonathan Bernier from Toronto. I can see him throwing down.
I think he has.
I think he has. Yeah, I think he has. Yeah. I could see him throwing down, or honestly, I could I don't know, man, goalie wise. I mean, I could just see Patrick Waugh just coming off the bench and dropping his
Patrick Waugh. I mean,
jacket.
honestly, that is a guy that okay, Graves, between Ron Hextall and Patrick Waugh, who would you go for in a fight between those two?
I'd love to see that fight.
I want to say it's happened, or it's been close to it. I think there was a series in the 80s in the playoffs.
It could have happened. We should research that for next show.
I think it was probably during around the time of the 80s, but I think it was close. I think, if I can remember correctly, because I do cheer for the Habs as well, but I think Waugh was close. He was in the middle part of the ice, but I think it was kind of that Ron Hextall was like challenging him, and I don't think Waugh did it. So
yeah, I mean that was a young Waugh. I mean Waugh has always been a tough motherfucker, but I mean and get him to like the late '80s and 90s and shit. And
that was when goalie fighting was sexy as hell.
That's when he was doing good.
I want to say Hextall. I mean Hextall. Rivalry with the Flyers. Out of this situation, Hextall was amazing.
Yeah.
Really underrated goalie. I mean, I think he should have won a cup. I like Hextall.
Ask me who my most hated goalie is.
Who is your most hated goalie?
Ray fucking Emery. I fucking hate that guy.
Fuck
Ray Emery.
And
fuck him.
We've talked about this before.
Fuck him.
Maybe
what's he doing now? Where is he at now? He's not playing in the fucking NHL because he sucks.
I mean, I can always that fight with because I watch NHL rivalries on YouTube all the time, and watching that fight between Holtby and
It wasn't
Emery,
even a fight.
that wasn't a
fight.
that was
man.
an embarrassment, and you know, and me and him would argue about this all the time about how, like, you know,
You tell me how that shit was fucking fair. The refs, dumbasses, just stood there. I hope he didn't want to fight. I mean, Emery's lucky he didn't get jumped by Tom Wilson, and Tom Wilson was too busy beating the shit out of Braden Shin like he does every single fucking time. I mean
they're rivals. It's a strong rivalry between the
that
Caps
James
and the Flyers.
Neal hate, Ray Emery. Yeah,
Oh,
he's
that
right
James
up
Neal
there.
hate. Okay.
Yeah, we're making a shirt. Get ready for that shirt.
I hate James Neal.
It's just gonna say hashtag James Neal hate, and then with Goon TV on it.
Yeah, I'm definitely gonna we're gonna throw that in. Okay, right now next segment is about the World Cup of Hockey. We got the United States being beaten by Russia.
That's right.
I mean, you know, Graves, you talked about this. So, what are your thoughts on that one? For the bronze of all things.
See, I'm for Russia. I'm kind of like him with his Canadian national teams. It didn't really surprise me. John Haynes for Team USA is our Devils coach, and great coach. You know, and he's very loyal to. I think they have Warsky. I don't think I said his name right on defense. You know,
It's okay, man. We've gone through several different names and we can't pronounce them. We'll just go with that. If that's the wrong thing, whatever. Okay.
But
Continue.
with Keith Kincaid, he's a backup, you know, for the Devils as well. And I mean, I kind of figured it would be the way it is. The outcome would have happened the way it did.
And who? Just to throw out there. Sorry to interrupt you. Just throw out there. Who was captain of Team USA? You know who the captain was? Because I did. I know who the captain was. Matt fucking Hendricks.
His man crush.
Matt fucking Hendricks.
All right, and then we have Finland with the silver and Canada with the gold.
Who's surprised there? Here you go, Canada. Here you go. You didn't make the NHL playoffs, but you won the Worlds. Go fucking brag on Facebook and Twitter. You fucking did something. There you go.
And it's funny how St. Louis is saying, you don't got a team to cheer for in the NHL for the playoffs, but you can cheer for us. So it's like
that was great marketing, very great marketing.
Hey, just get Canada on your side right there. I mean, they won a gold, so I mean, honestly, Graves, do you figure any other team would win the gold besides Canada? I mean,
you have teammates out there together, like you had Taylor Hall and Connor McDavid who play on the Oilers together, who are two number 1 draft picks by the Oilers and are fucking amazing players, and the magic and chemistry that they have. Put another winger out there with them. Oh, dude, you're fucking done. I mean, you can't down Connor McDavid. And you know, everyone wants to talk about Austin Matthews this year. Connor McDavid, I feel, still has more presence than Austin Matthews will.
And the potential, and it's not knocking Matthews at all.
Mm-hmm.
It's just, I mean, Connor McDavid is a generational player. But
I mean, he's going what? They've already pretty much said he's going to be captain for the Oilers this coming up season.
They said that Connor McDavid would be captain, which I wonder how Hall and all them feel about it.
They're like, man, what the fuck?
Okay, all right, we're going to go into the next segment about the AHL playoffs, which is Toronto and Hershey, in Ontario and Lake Erie. Hershey's up 2-0, and Lake Erie's up 1-0. So, what do you think about that? And I know you were going for Albany in this one, and you know, you got beat.
Yeah,
but
at least we're
fuck
getting
the Marlies.
At least we're getting some retribution for you, right? You know,
just don't choke like you're.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You know, if we can,
playoffs.
if our AHL team can fucking make the Eastern Conference Finals, why the fuck didn't we have some of those guys up for our players that we had up on our fourth line or whatnot? You know, on the Caps team, like
they can call them up, right?
Yeah, they can. Fuck yeah, they can. Dumbass Penguins called up 8 players the fucking other day. So I mean, like, yeah, I mean, you can definitely call them up. I mean, I hope Hershey sticks with what they're doing so far. I mean, but see, the thing is though, they're not a choke team because they've won Calder Cup so far. But they won a Calder Cup in 2009. I think back-to-backs 08 and 09 together. You know, Jay Beagle was on that team, Matthew Perreault, John Carlson, Carl Osner. So they were all on that team. So I mean, like, they've won championships. But the Marlies were the #1 team in the AHL, and like I said, if you would have put the Marlies up in the Maple Leafs would have made the fucking playoffs.
Yeah, Toronto sucks so bad. Well, I mean, hopefully they go on. I mean, just it looks like the Hershey Bears are probably going to dominate this whole thing.
If they don't catch,
if they don't choke.
They don't catch wind of what the Capitals had.
Yeah.
I think that I think scouts were there for those Devils games in that Game 7 against Toronto, and I think that the Hershey Bears, whoever their scouts are, I think they realized what the Toronto's Maple Leafs or Toronto's weaknesses were, and they're
Albany. It's not like it was a domination by the Marlies. Y'all, it could have gone either way that last game, and I mean, I think Albany helped open up some of those holes for the scouts to be like, okay, since this is what they're doing, this is what we need to do too.
Especially the Game 7, man. When you take those Game 7s, take a toll on you.
Yeah.
What your future in titles in the playoffs. So.
Game 7s were all around, and I mean you get beat down and stuff like that, but. All right, well, we're going to close out the show for episode 5. We just want to give a shout out to boardhockeyfan.com and Shooters. Two great places, man.
Joe Kent, G Hall, Chris Cooley from boardhockeyfan.com. Great people, great writers. Go check them out.
And Shooters, I mean, if anybody in the Virginia area, Richmond area.
Yeah, Richmond, Chesterfield, Midlothian area. It's not ice hockey, it's inline hockey. Not roller hockey and some little roller winker or whatnot. It's inline hockey. Graves and I, like I said, we'll be playing there.
As the Highlanders.
And the Highlanders.
Every
in the next couple weeks, every Friday and Sunday still, I think, right?
Friday and Saturday.
Gonna have to get somebody to play bagpipes for you.
Also, congrats to the Dirty Ducks for winning the title.
Yeah.
And congratulations to the Warriors, my buddies Carl, all of them.
Carl Pine, man, awesome ass goalie. Jay Hathaway, captain of the Dirty Ducks at Shooters for level 1.
All those guys are awesome. Congrats.
Awesome guys.
All right. Well, let's close it out for, like I said, just make sure to like and subscribe, to show us love. Like I said, we do this for absolutely no money. We just record on a phone, but we do the best we can with what we've got. Check it out. And my Twitter handle is Goon Stevensley, and yours?
You remember it for me. I've done too much stuff.
At Goon_Mayhem?
Yeah.
Yeah, Goon_Mayhem, and Mr. Graves?
Twitter?
Yeah.
R_Diaz DIAZE_Graves.
And thank you for, I just looked, we had 13 new likes in the past 5 days. So
check us out on Facebook, man.
Yeah.
Check us out on Facebook. Like I said, we update stuff all the time, and hopefully, Mr. Graves, we can have you back on the show. And
I'll have my stats, and I'll be a little bit more prepared next time.
Hey, man, everything was working good today.
If there's anyone else to add to the show to make it that much better, that's going to make it that much bigger, it would be to have that man Graves on the show, because hockey, like the rest of us, is life to him. So, I mean,
hockey is life.
Couldn't have someone else better to have on the show.
Can we do that as a shirt too?
Yeah.
Right next to the hashtag James Neal hate.
Dude, yeah, we're gonna be making shirts. We are gonna be making shirts, guaranteed.
Remember, James Neal, if you're watching this show, don't watch the show because we don't like you.
Yeah, we hate you.
We
hate
your
you.
guts.
I hate you, James Neal. You suck so many men's assholes. You suck. You know what? Watch the show. I want you to watch this show because I want you to see and hear the hatred of these people out here. Okay?
It doesn't matter what team you go to.
It doesn't matter what team you go to.
I hate you.
I mean, it doesn't matter if you're with Dallas, Pittsburgh.
You go to St. Louis or Washington. You're still
don't go to Washington. You go to Washington
or New Jersey. We'll still boo you.
You go to Washington. I'll find you at the Kettler Iceplex, and I will beat your ass and shit on you.
Ouch, dude.
He better not go to the Capitals.
I was going to talk about peeing on his shoe or something.
No.
You want to involve fecal matter?
I don't like him. I don't like him.
All right, this is the end of episode 5. Thank you everybody for paying attention. Like I said, Facebook, Twitter, follow us on there. Like, subscribe. This is Randall Graves, Johnny Stevenson, Matt Mayhem saying thank you. We'll see you in episode 6.